The character is based on a real life guy who just passed away on my last day of shooting. His name is Angelo Ericetti. And it essentially, that's where the idea that it came up for David, and then David's passion, speaking of him, is sort of how I sort of found what that character really is. And can't really speak to themes so much. That's more of a David O thing, and of cons and reinvention and all that sort of thing. But I think for Carmine Pulido, it was very clear and simple about who he is, you know, and doesn't make him less complicated as a character, because he's not conning people and playing different characters and that sort of thing. But something really refreshing for me to jump into those shoes, to be such a big-hearted, open, steadfast kind of human is a lot of fun. Doing a David O movie is probably the best scenario for actors. So I was blessed to be a part of it. It's he certainly empowers his actors to be the best they can be, and to challenge them to do things that they've never done, to be fearless, and to trust, and to be creative, and not know the answers. And it's the challenges that David gave me every day, and for all of us was I'm very thankful for, because that's what really kind of gets me going in the morning. If I knew it was going to happen when I got up out of bed, it'd be quite boring. It's like going in and punching in and, you know, shuffling some mail around. It'd be really not my kind of thing. But going in, it's exhilarating every day. You just don't know what the heck is going to happen from take to take all day long. It's quite challenging, and I love that. There's a few things I had to hang my hat on that was constructed in the script, but then there's, I think, only a few of those scenes really actually in the movie. There's so much that we did that grew between morning and lunch. There's so much that changed, and we just kind of take what we have and what was working, and even what wasn't working, and learning and growing, and manifesting the truths as they were brought to us and discovered to us, you know. It made it very collaborative that way, and very exciting, because you just don't know. It's kind of like painting. And I'm not really a painter, but I imagine, like, you know, when you paint something, you start with a color, and you throw it on, and then you do another thing, and it just starts to become something else. And that's kind of how the film felt for me. And we just allowed, even David, to what was presented to us is kind of what we went with. You know, if it started raining, I'm like, all right, well, we'll use that, and like, let's do the opposite of what people do in the rain. Let's take our clothes off, and instead of run for cover. It's like he's great at constantly exploring, and but all, like, you know, with truth in mind, and character and human behavior in mind. It's like an all-star team. It's pretty effortless, especially my experience with Christian, who I worked with pretty much mostly in this movie. It was just easy, man. It's like, you know, it's just like bread and butter. It just goes well together, and it just to improvise is not an easy thing, but with Christian it was very easy. Everything was just smooth, man, like an old Cadillac. It's a nice ride. You can rely. Like, I knew he leaned on me a few times, and I leaned on him many times, and it's great, man. It's a good feeling when you know someone's kind of got your back, and then David's always got your back. The characters, first and foremost. That's where David's attention is, and there's a lot of specificity, kind of what a difficult word, with these characters and their behavior, and this is, mind you, under the umbrella of the '70s and this period and this music and these hairstyles and these clothes and the time and place and space. But the characters ultimately is like what any audience member, I'm an audience member, that's what we go on a journey with, is falling in love with somebody or hating somebody, and like kind of going on that journey with them. So I think characters ultimately is what people will connect with.